Hello, welcome to the stream today. Today we're going to work on Veridian Expanse, but I think instead of making new sounds, I'm going to try to start playing around with some of the stuff I was talking about yesterday on stream. I don't necessarily want to have the developer make a bunch of new tools to create space, so I'm going to try to do some mixing that will help fix some of the stuff. So I think the first thing I need to do is I need to get some footage from the game. So we need to do a screen capture, which I'm not sure if I can do on. Well, let's try it. So I want to be able to throw this video into my DAW and be able to see some stuff that's happening. Let's make sure we got softwares. Okay. Actually, before I do this, I want to see if I can get my gamepad working. It'll be so much easier. 1 second. Gotta find the right cable for the job. Grabbing the same one twice. Here we go. Sorry. Don't mind my shirt. One second. I'm gonna. Still here, just fixing this up. Plugging in the cable. This is the crappiest USB cable I have. There we go. Okay. Cool. Now we got the gamepad going. That's great. Headphones back on. Where did you go? There they are. Back. Okay. So let's try this again. Not sure why some of these sounds aren't working.
Beepy. Beepity beepity boop. Beepity
Data
beepity.
recovered. Crafting note.
Cool. I think that's probably enough. All right. Crafting noise. That was good. So good. All right, so let's stop the stream here. Let's see where play testing. What's the date? I think it's April 8th. Yeah. So 4/8. Let's put this in the old folder here. Okay. Saving. It's saving. You're saving. That's weird. Okay. Saving. Great. Let's make sure we got sound here. Okay. Now I'm gonna do a little crop. Don't need all this. When did I turn God mode on? Or open the... Well, we'll just keep it on. This will be helpful. All right. Saving again. So I just picked up Serum 2. Holy crap. That thing is awesome. While this is actually doing this, I'll just share. If it's not going to be too much for my computer to handle. Last night I was messing around before bed. Because I finally got it on my computer. And for some reason it was just... It didn't want to work. But I made this cool thing and I thought it was fun and awesome. Pretty rough, but... But yeah, crazy. Absolutely insanity. Love it. So yeah, okay, back to what we were doing. Now I'm gonna drop this into my DAW. And we're gonna look through this and see if we can analyze anything. I'm gonna pull up a scope on screen here. Actually, I'll use my V-scope. I want to confirm that it is completely mono. Besides the music. Screen's all messy. Sorry, it's a lot of waiting today. It's a lot of computing to do though, so I get it. Oh jeez, I still have Spotify open. Let's close some of this crap that I don't need. Okay. Today, please. Okay. So we're gonna move this all down here. Even further. Okay. I'm gonna put this up there, up in my top screen here. Can add it to this too. Just 1 second. Window capture. We'll do not on one window capture. Not window capture. I want display capture. That's it. Sorry. I'll just make it smaller. Okay. My apologies. All right, so this is in Reaper right now. Okay, so let's see what we're working with here. So as you can see, very, very little that went to the right side for like a second. So very, very little stereo work here. I'm getting some, but still just really not that much. So I think what we're gonna do is, and what are we peaking at? Let's see what we're peaking at. Let's see how the levels are. Technically it's clipping, but I'm guessing that's true peak. So all right, so let's mute this. I'll get rid of this. Whoops, wrong screen. All right, so I basically have to go back through and do all the sound effects again and just kind of remix them. Not all of them. There will be some that I don't need to, but we need to decide which ones are going to be stereo and which ones aren't. I think the scanner doesn't need to be. Let me get my iPad out here. Okay, so text doesn't need to be. Shield notify doesn't need to be. I think the engine probably could be. So engine, servo shot, gun loading. Gun loading could be. Servo shot, we want to feel where it's going, so that could be really mono. So let's say gun loading. Explosion can be massive. We can basically take that out of the whole middle. Dirt thud, we're going to want that to be any of these impacts or anything like that. We should definitely keep mono. Shield. Ion blip, we haven't heard that yet, but it does sound good as it is. Overheating loop. This can be basically all the overheating stuff can be mono or stereo. Overheated stuff. Okay. Stash item. That can be the stash item stashing can be stereo as well. What's this? Sounds cool. That does sound cool. Data loop. I haven't finished that one quite yet. Arms grabbing and ungrabbing, that can stay. Deny action can stay. Thrusters, I think those could be stereo too, since they're always on screen. Message loop's fine. UI's fine. Node guide. What was this again? That could definitely be stereo. More stereo. Node place, that'll stay. Arms, those can definitely be stereo. Laser equip. I haven't done any of this stuff quite yet. That's a comeback too. I'm gonna write that down. Come back. Thud, fleshy thud, that's cool. Hive shooting, that can be, hive death can be stereo. Hive death. Cool. So let's start with the engine, shall we? And then for going forward, if this works well, we will stay consistent with this and kind of decide, okay, this, this has to be stereo and this has to be mono. Basically anything that's directional or stuff that I want to be really well directional. That's the stuff that I want to stay, like gunshots. Those are going a certain direction. You can even see it in the audio here. I'll just play back the audio for the stream or the playtest that I was doing. Holy crap, where is it? I gotta fix that. That's not a sound I made. But let's see. There's just so much going on in that middle area. You're just not getting so much. So I didn't really think we were gonna go. Didn't think it was gonna be that. So I'm actually gonna group the stuff together. That's mono versus stereo. So this, pull this down. Let's just make a new folder. stuff is stereo. I know the hive death is going to be in there too. Gun loading. Explosions. Overheating stuff. Overheat, loop, release, and burst. Stashing items. It's not stash deny, just the items. Thrusters. We're gonna save that one. We're not gonna do that one today. I still need to talk to Scott about the thrusters. I'm still not really happy with the way they're implemented. Oh my gosh, I cannot find anything. I kind of organized some of this stuff stupidly. Let's pull these up because these are come back tos. Time we organize some stuff. And this is music. Okay, what else? Thruster, where are you? Thruster there. Thruster, node guide. Arms. Not grabbing stuff. The arms equipping stuff. Okay, arms. And then hive death. Okay, so then everything else, and this is playtesting. So we'll put this at the top. Just mute all these channels. What is in renders? Is this even relevant anymore? What is this? Oh. Well then, where's my text? Maybe this is renders for the text. Well, what's this then? Scanner. That's the old scanner, I think. So text is right here. I'm going to get rid of this. This renders folder doesn't seem to be that relevant. All right, music. Let's hide that, mute that. Okay, now I think everything else can go into a mono folder. Oops. Okay. So now we got stuff separated from mono and stereo. So these are all the sounds that we got to kind of imagine here. And let's just start with what's on the top here. Okay, node guide. All right, so what do we got here? This one is fairly stereo already, but I'm going to emphasize it more. Wait, where's my boom plugins? Stereo Lab, that's it. Okay, so we want this to feel wider. You can see on my, that's mono, that's fully sides. We're using MS. This is mid side. So I can delay this. Start getting some crazy stuff. Rotate it. Figure out. Okay. So that's feeling much wider. This one might have a little bit of challenge because it doesn't have much low. Let's see. I'm gonna switch this to normal. All right, let's hear what it used to be. All right, I think I'm gonna add an EQ after the fact. Let's just see what I can do with this one. Cutting some of the mid stuff out. Just EQ here. All right, let's check phase. It's not gonna sound horrible in mono. Cool. All right, that's one. Yeah. Adds quite a bit. Let's save that. Rebounce. And I'm just going to wait to export all these until the end here. All right, next thing. So that's done. Hoping this will help. Where is that? What did we just do? We did the node guide. Okay. All right, the engine would be next. Let's save this and get rid of it. All right, we have a lot to play with here. We're just going to use ProQ. I don't necessarily need a that's just like straight up. Well, let's first, if any of these are stereo, and I made them unstereo, not stereo, let's do that. Let's flip that. And we're not really hearing much difference. Okay, so let's take this out of the middle. And then we'll boost the sides with it. These are some of the weaker elements of this sound, so Cool. You're not at all. So maybe we do just, instead of go crazy with it, we'll do a bell. It just isn't any side. Okay, as opposed to... See, listen how different that sounds. I mean, this does have an EQ on it. Or, no, it's a filter. Look at how much more content there is there. It sounds much more... Much bigger. Much more interesting. So now... we'll save this. And we will bounce this. And this is definitely causing quite a bit of killing a lot of the it's not even really doing anything interesting. Okay, cool. Well, I'm gonna call it for today, but I'm gonna keep doing this. I think this is gonna be very fruitful. So tomorrow, that's what we're gonna be working on.